Hello and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel every day in the month of October. It chooses the horror movie and they discuss it. Today we're talking about the 2003 film House of a Thousand Corpses, which was directed by Rob Zombie. I'm your co-host Alec.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Matt.
Yeah, welcome Matt. Matt is my stepdad, and he's going to be here talking about one of your favorite horror movies, right, Matt?
It was at one point. And after rewatching it, I don't know.
You have a different opinion on it?
It was like 16, 17 years ago that I watched it for the first time, and I loved it, and had a different effect on me last time I watched it.
Yeah, this is a definitely pretty graphic, gruesome film. Justin, was this your first time seeing it?
No, I saw it when it first came out, which we were like 13, and it was like the most terrifying thing ever.
It was awesome when it came out. I was like blown away.
I had never actually seen this movie. This is the first time I'd watched it. There's really not much like it.
Well, it was a lot like Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Actually, Bill Moseley was in that also.
Yes, he was Chop Top, right?
Yeah, and he played almost the same character he does in House of a Thousand Corpses. Looks the same, he acted the same, and I loved his character in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, even though that was a terrible movie, but his character I loved, and it was just the same thing in this movie.
Yeah, so Otis, that's like the leader of...
Yeah.
What are these people called? The Fireflies or something?
Fireflies, yes. Firefly family.
Yeah, so he's like their quote-unquote like leader, even though he's not the oldest one. But yeah, Bill Moseley is... It's like hard to look at him sometimes. Like
Pretty intense.
his eyes are... They're like red, right? He wears like red contacts.
Yeah, I thought he was like, they were just bloodshot or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, like, I don't know. I kind of want to like go back in time a little bit, Matt, just to
Mhm.
like understand, like, so what got you into horror films? Like, what made you like lead up to wanting to see this?
I have no idea. I was always fascinated by horror movies. I loved Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
it turned to be like I love the psycho, someone who's killing somebody, but they can make you laugh at the same time. Somebody who's chopping somebody up, but you're laughing because he's making jokes or he's got this whacked out personality. And that's what Bill Moseley does in this. And his character, I just loved it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you're definitely into like the '80s slasher films.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Freddy definitely turns into more of like a comedian towards the
Right.
end.
Yeah. I like the psycho family ones. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacres and the House of a Thousand Corpses.
The way that I look at like Rob Zombie now, because I always knew him as like a musician. I always knew he was like a weird kind of filmmaker, and I'd seen the Halloween remakes, which I was like, I'm not a huge fan, so I think that's kind of what deterred me away from this trilogy now.
So you didn't like his remake of Halloween?
The thing is, I love the original Halloween. Obviously, the sequels get messy; they get kind of dumb. I know Eric is a huge Halloween fan, so when they announced they were doing the remake, I was interested, and
Right.
I didn't see House of a Thousand Corpses, but I was like, you know what? I want to give it a shot. I want to see what it's like an updated graphic version. And the best way I can describe it is it feels like Rob Zombie trashed it up. That was
Huh.
when I saw Halloween, I just felt like there was a lot of graphic language that was unnecessary. They turned Michael into a product of his environment as opposed to like this unstoppable force of evil that was just inherent in him, which to me completely flipped the narrative of what Michael is. So that's what I didn't like about it. Stylistically, thought it was cool.
Yeah, man, I guess that's why I like this. I did like it though. I was impressed by it.
The Halloween one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's graphic. It's definitely an update, but I lean more towards the 2018 kind of like reboot sort of thing of Halloween when I kind of like look to the future. But this one you must have seen when you were probably like your mid 30s.
Oh yes. And I told you I was blown away by it. I love it. Told all my friends, hey, you gotta see this. They came over, they weren't impressed. And it's kind of like when I saw it just recently, I'm like, I wasn't really impressed this time either. So I guess I don't know what I was thinking way back then, but I really liked it a lot more back then.
It's just different. I think it was just like it's such a different movie compared to what was out at the time, really.
Right, right. Rob Zombie didn't even like it when he finished it.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't impressed with it. And then he made the sequels afterwards.
Justin, what were your thoughts on it?
Well, I like that Rob Zombie uses basically the same cast for all like 8 or 10 of his movies, and that the daughter in the movie is actually his wife.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot more this time because, like I said, I was like 13 when I saw it, and it would like traumatize me. and
Awesome.
I thought it was cool. I didn't know it was part of the trilogy. Couple questions about it. Not sure if they address it in the next one, but like, you know, they killed 2 cops And like, I'm trying to think of like what the sheriff would do. It's a small town, so does he call for like more cops? I mean, there's like a family of 10 of them. They need like the National Guard to like take this family down.
You didn't see Devil's Rejects?
A really long time ago. Do they address it in that one?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
start off with everybody raiding the house and
Oh, well, yeah, I do want to see the other two.
yeah, don't what's the third one?
Three from Hell.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no.
that one is
No.
it's kind of sad because that came out in 2019, and that's when the Captain Spalding actor died.
Yeah, you could tell he was on his last legs on that. They barely showed him in the movie, and you could tell he was sickly.
He was probably my favorite character in this movie.
I was thinking like of all of the whole family or however he's associated with the family, he seemed like the most normal. Like he was having conversations with people, and the four people that stopped at the gas station, like they probably could have gotten away if they just filled their tank and left, but they kept bugging the crap out of them.
Right, it pushed him over the edge. He's like, all right, I had enough of you people.
Yeah, it definitely follows that like archetype of like Hills Have Eyes or even Texas Chainsaw Massacre where they like kind of are like pointed in a direction sort of
Right.
thing. But yeah, you're right. Spalding is quote unquote the most normal. I'm like, what does that say about this movie?
Yeah, like he seemed fine, and I picked up on a bunch of hints seeing it this time. Like when they used the payphone at the gas station, there were all these missing pictures of people,
Yep.
Mhm.
like clearly indicating that the house probably got them.
Each picture was one of the 1,000 corpses.
Yeah, so I guess like kind of walking through the plot a little bit here. It's about like a group of like I guess like pre-podcasters or like they're trying to do a murder. What is it like a
It's a book.
Yeah, that's right. It's a horror book about like weird attractions on a highway throughout America.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's almost like curiosity kills the cat because they get so involved in this that they get brought to the house of what's the guy called? Like they're looking for the guy called like
Dr. Satan.
Dr. Satan. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it seems like a fun attraction. These guys are into it. They're probably not looking for the red flags or any of these telltale signs that like this might actually be dangerous. And then you've got their girlfriends who are just like, I don't want to fucking be here.
Yeah, I never understood that. That's why they're out on the road. They're going to these attractions, but the girlfriends didn't want to do this. They're
Right.
thinking,
It's like you're making a documentary about something and your girlfriend's like, "I have no interest in this." Like, "Do you wanna come with me, like, through the whole thing?"
yeah, you gotta check this out. No, we're sleeping in the cars.
Yeah. I also forgot that like Dwight was in there.
I know.
Fish boy.
It's funny, really quick too, this actually was filmed in the year 2000 and then got released in 2003, so this was, like, 5 or 6 years before The Office came out that he
Yeah,
was doing this.
right. I
Hmm.
think this is his third movie.
Yeah, so he's very new, and then, you have Chris Hardwick too, which I didn't even recognize him at first.
Who was that? His friend?
The other lead male actor, he plays, he does, like, the Fear the Walking Dead stuff, he's, like, a stand-up comedian, he does a lot of those, like, hosting gigs for, like, AMC and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looks much different with the long hair, he's a little chubby, you're just kinda like, "Oh, wow."
I found the whole like them being at the house, like it was just funny because the brother of the family actually fixed the vehicle. Like they got a new tire, they put it on, only for them to get like 10 feet past the house and then jump them. So
Right,
they kind of like messed with them throughout the whole film when they could have
right.
just easily killed them.
Yep, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that feels like the whole kind of, like, theme of this movie is, like, they're gonna kill them no matter what, but that's one thing that kinda makes me, like, a little annoyed about this movie is there's no resolution, really, like, the bad guys get away with everything, there's no repercussions, and all hope is lost, so I was kinda like, "It's a little downer, it's a downer of a movie."
But you know what I realized is it's kind of realistic because it sounds like they're in this middle of nowhere town in Texas, and say it's like the 1970s or something where you could probably kill people a lot easier then because of technology.
Mm,
And if you're traveling through Texas in the middle of nowhere and they go into this house in the middle of the woods, odds are you won't be found.
I forgot, yeah, it takes place in the '70s, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically they get to the house, they slowly just from there, murder each of them in just horrible ways. Like, goddamn, I did not expect when Baby like goes in there, who's my favorite actress? And then he gets it wrong and he just scalps him like
uh,
immediately.
yeah.
That was yeah, so things like that, you're just like, oh, I bet like they don't seem like they're killers at first, and then you're like, oh wait, they're so close to snapping.
Yeah, it's the perfect setup because I was thinking about it halfway through the movie. Like these people go to the gas station, and it's probably the only place for a long time, and then this guy's like, hey, you should go check out like this tree or something. And then they find the hitchhiker. So that, Captain Spalding called the family and was like, hey, they're coming. The daughter goes, brings them up to the tree. The brother shoots the tire out. Like, you can just do that over and over and over.
Right, and seems like they did because of the corpses, I guess.
Yeah, it reminded me of Malignant, Alec, when they were eating dinner and the cheerleaders were getting tortured upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Malignant. The mother was upstairs being held captive.
Oh, right. Yeah. I feel like if you were to like, well, they actually did make this house in Universal Studios. They did like a House of a Thousand Corpses attraction.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because I was thinking, I was like, we don't really get to see what this house looks like. We just get to go to individual rooms. And you're right, Justin, we see the cheerleaders getting tortured. Then we see Otis's creepy ass room. But could you imagine like being able to walk through this and go room to room?
Oh, that'd be sick. I just found out about that last week.
Well, kind of a funny little bit of trivia, I guess, with that is, I guess Universal, they initially were the ones that funded the project, and then they didn't like it when they saw it. They're like, this is horrible. We're not doing this.
Right.
So Rob Zombie got the rights back, sold it to Lionsgate, and then it became such a success that Universal's like, hey, do you want to make like a haunted house at Universal Studios? And he's like, really? Really? Okay, sure. Like, I'll do it now.
Originally, it's supposed to be an NC-17 also, and
yeah,
they had to cut it. They had to edit it out things and make it an R.
I could definitely see it being NC-17. I mean, this is so horrifically graphic in some scenes, and also it is very short. So what could they have cut out to make it even
right?
I mean, not that I think they should have, but they probably could have trimmed like 10 minutes of the girl running through all the underground tunnels and everything, but it was kind of short.
Yeah.
Now, what did you guys think of the like music video portions where they would like kind of just like cut into, not like music video, but like it would just turn into like weird cameras and different, you know what I'm talking about?
I thought that was really cool. I like that. I liked it. It's different than a lot of horror movies in that aspect that they did that. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, that kind of added to like the scary effect because it's playing like, I don't know if it was his music, but it's just creepy music, and it's just showing the family butchering people.
Right. Yeah,
it is his music, which obviously is pretty cool that, he's that creatively involved in it.
You know what's hilarious is he makes all these messed up movies, which like I'm a firm believer, if you come up with something like this, you got to be a little off, right? And he's a vegan.
I know.
It's so weird.
Well, actually, something funny about Connecticut too. He lives in Connecticut now. I guess him and his wife live there.
Oh,
and
great.
What town?
I think it's near Waterbury, somewhere around there. And it's kind of funny. You guys know 99.1 PLR, the radio station in Connecticut?
Sure, of course.
Yeah, so Chaz and AJ, I guess, were like talking to people because he was trying to shut down a skate park that was next to his house because it was too loud.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so he's like, and they're having callers calling in like, I thought Rob Zombie was cool, man. Like, look at his music, look at his movies, and he's like trying to shut down our skate park. Like, this is bullshit.
I mean, maybe like 20 years ago when he was younger, but now he's old and he's just like, I just want to relax.
Crotchety old man now. Get off my lawn.
Seriously.
Maybe you guys have different opinions, but like the turning point for me with the 4 kids who got lost, like they ended up at the family's house and they're eating. And like you could tell they're pretty uncomfortable because this family is clearly very odd. But the turning point, in my opinion, was when the grandpa or someone brought that like fetus in a jar to the table. Yeah, I felt like at that point they were like, we have to get out of here now.
That'd probably do it for me too if somebody brought that down.
Yeah, the mom was like kissing the jar. It was a lot.
Your baby brother.
Let's talk about the mom. Like, you see that lady, I'm kind of like, all right, guys, come on. Like, who is this lady? What did you guys think of like the ending?
All right. When I first saw it, I never liked the end. I liked the psycho family, and I liked how weird they were, but I never liked the endings where Dr. Satan was underground, and when it turned into a witchcraft type thing, that lost me on that.
Yeah, he's under the house just operating on all these people.
I never liked that.
So I didn't know who the people underground were, though. Like, who were those people in the well?
I think they were people that Dr. Satan did the experiments on.
Yep. Oh, that makes sense.
That were still alive, and then they end up dying, and they push them in that wall, and I don't know. I never liked that. That's what lost me on it. I used to shut it off, actually. I used to watch it until that part, and I was like, all right.
Wow. So wait, do you not like the fact that there might be witchcraft, or do you not like the fact that Dr. Satan's actually alive doing experiments?
Took a wrong turn for me.
Hmm.
See,
Well,
I like that Sane was there because they're telling this story, like this attraction that, like, this creepy doctor guy there, and then like you see the gravestone, so everyone thinks he's dead, and the family is basically giving him Taurus, and he's just doing all these
right,
crazy operations.
yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's fucked up.
it is.
Yeah,
That's definitely fucked up.
I love the end though when she went into the dirt road and Captain Spalding picked her up, and she was like, "I need to go to a doctor," and he goes, "I'll take you
Gonna
to."
get you to the hospital.
Yeah, he goes to the doctor, and I was like, "Oh boy, that's not good."
Oh my god, it's so Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, yeah, to a T.
It's good that she got it. I mean, at least she gets away in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. At least that's what we think. But
I kind of thought for like a split second that maybe that guy would actually like take her and free her, but then you saw Otis in the back, and I was like, "Shit."
yeah, no
Well, then
hope.
she wakes up and she was getting operated on by Dr. Satan, right?
Yeah,
That was the last part.
yeah, she's gonna get turned into some.
Yeah. She'll be one of the cave dwellers or the tunnel dwellers.
But why? Because like when they lower the boyfriend and girlfriend down to the well with all these people, and they start playing that weird music or whatever to
Yep.
like awaken them. Why
The
do they
chant.
only kill the dude? They totally let the girl go. They're like, yeah, you're cool, but like they're just like they're eating me. You hear him like getting torn apart, but they just totally let the girl go.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought they just grabbed the guy and then the girl escaped.
They took the
No.
bunny suit off of her. I assume those people
Yeah.
down there were cannibals, and then she
Yeah.
kind of just got away.
Yeah, it seemed like they just wanted the clothes. Well, it was Halloween. Maybe they needed a new bunny suit to go trick or treating or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. You always forget it's Halloween too. Yeah, they don't mention Star Wars once, so that's why I think I had trouble believing it was like the late 70s.
Dwight did say he was a
Sci-fi fan.
sci-fi nut. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
there you go. There's your Star
Yeah.
Wars acknowledgement.
Well, I'm assuming they're too busy murdering tourists to watch Star Wars, Alec.
Well, no, Dr. Spalding knows what our Planet of the Apes is, where he's just like, "Hey, shoved a Planet of the Apes doll up his ass," and he laughs like it's so hard. So like they've seen Planet of the Apes, so they found the time for that.
One of my favorite scenes was at the end when the cops found the house. And I mean, I remembered briefly that it didn't end well for them, but like it just played out very realistically. You have the lieutenant cop in the house questioning the mom, and the other guys out back looking around with the dad. And at that exact moment that he found all the bodies, he tried to tell the lieutenant, and just like the brief second he turned his head, he got shot.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
it was all over from there. But like that other detective, when Otis had the gun on him, like,
that long pause there.
did he really think he was gonna let him walk? He should have just tried to shoot him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably the most like fucked up part of the movie that's not gory. I mean, it is gory when he shoots, but like the whole the tension of
The
it.
pause, yeah,
pause is like, oh, it's,
just to mess with him.
yeah, exactly. Mess with them in the audience. It's really cool.
What
Yeah.
about when Otis wore the dad's face
Oh,
in front of the daughter?
god damn it.
Like
Yeah.
imagine you're the girl, right? And they're probably dehydrated, bleeding nonstop, and then you think you see your dad, and you're like, "Oh, it's okay," and it's his face.
You just come to and just, oh, Dad's here.
Yeah, what it does is it takes it to like the next level because they do that in Texas Chainsaw
Yes,
Massacre.
they do.
But this is like, hey, I'm gonna like talk as this person and say fucked up things. So it's like that's where I'm kind of like, all right, like leave a little bit to the imagination where it's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. We don't need you to like dig in.
Oh, I loved it.
You do, yeah. Well,
I
and then
love that.
the other thing is, I don't know if you guys remember this. Her dad, the guy whose face is on that guy, that's old Matt Damon from
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the father at the end or the beginning. What was his quote there? Did I lead a good life or something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, from Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's brutally, brutally, brutally messed up movie. It reminds me a lot of those kind of like Last House on the Left, I Spit on Your Grave, those kind of like revenge movies, but the bad guys get away. So that's like the big difference.
Yeah. Probably the most normal person there, besides like, Captain Spaulding being, the least crazy, but the brother, the tow truck guy, like he just seemed like he was just going along with it.
Right.
The guy that wears the bear helmet or
Yeah, like he's just like, yeah, I'll help you like catch them and stuff. But like the other ones, like Otis, the sister, they were like insane.
There's no help for them.
he stormed the Capitol on January 6th. He's doing fine.
What?
The guy in the bear helmet?
The actor?
No. Remember there's that guy in the Capitol riots who had the bear helmet on? I was like, "That guy's doing fine." And then there's Tiny, then there's the tallest guy, the tallest actor ever. I guess he was 7'6".
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I found it like really odd. Like it added to the creepiness effect when he was eating out of a dog bowl.
What would his name on it?
I'm thinking of like Rob Zombie on set. Like, how can we make this even more messed up? Like, give him a dog bowl.
Eating cereal out of a dog bowl with his name on it. That's
And I
awesome.
actually did laugh in this movie, even though it was so messed up when Otis looked at Tiny and he was like, "Why'd you let him go?" And he just shrugs. He's like, "I don't know."
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's even more fucked up because he knows. He's like, "Just let me go. I need to go." And he's like, "Okay."
He's like, You're not getting out of here."
Yeah, I know. There's not one character that's like that redeemable, like, "Leave him alone." Like, there's no there's none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought like the daughter would be kind of like less bad, I guess. But when she scalped him, I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, I think she just has a really big crush on Rainn Wilson.
Her laugh though was actually bad.
It
Like
got to you.
it was very
Yeah,
annoying. Yeah.
halfway through the movie, you're like, all right, come on, no more laughing like that.
Yeah, it reminds me of Harley Quinn, kind of.
I'm surprised though, nobody found it suspicious. Like they're driving in the middle of nowhere, Texas, in this back road to find the tree, and you have this girl there with an umbrella trying to hitchhike, and she looks like pretty well dressed for the middle of nowhere. And I don't know, they just like didn't piece it together. She's like, "Oh, my house is right up here," and then when Dwight goes into the house and he's like, "Where's your brother?" and she's like, "He already left to go get the car." Like it kind of just didn't add up.
Dude, even before that, the baby doll heads, like, on the fucking house, I'd be like, "Hey, hey, listen."
All right,
What's up with those baby doll heads?
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, they're so stupid, some of the I mean, all of the decisions they make, but
But realistically, though, like what choices do they have? Like the car's already on the property,
right.
yeah.
uh,
But this movie does give you two lessons though. Like one, don't travel in the middle of nowhere, especially like off a beaten path. And two,
Don't pick up hitchhikers.
yeah, don't pick up hitchhikers. But like, imagine if they were like I don't know, concealed carrying, and they at least had a gun. But when they were trying to leave, and like the people jumped off the scarecrows, that scene, oh, that was scary for
That's
me.
awesome. I love that part.
oh my god, yeah, you don't expect that at all. I mean,
The guy gets hit in the face with a lead pipe, and the girlfriends are sitting in the car like, we're dead, we know we're dead.
yeah, it's brutal. Do you guys have favorite characters, though?
Oh, definitely Otis.
Really?
Oh, I loved it. I love that's basically the reason I love this movie so much is because of Otis, and that's why I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre too because of his character. That's why I like that so much. Just crack
What
me up. Just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Alec?
I gotta go with Captain Spaulding. I just think he's
He's number 2 for me.
yeah, I mean, like, obviously, his look is
Yeah.
very, like, iconic and stands out, but it's almost like he's just on the line of, like, being your friend who's gonna, like, show you a really good time, and then, like, the guy that's actually gonna, like, kill you. So,
Yeah.
and I love the line so much when he's just like, "Put the gun down." He's like, "Fuck your mama," and he's just like, "Put the gun down." He's like, "Fuck your sister."
People picked the wrong gas station to rob. That was an awesome beginning of the movie. I love that part.
So he to me makes the movie, honestly. I really yeah, he's very funny. How
Yeah.
about you? What about you, Justin?
So my favorite was Captain Spaulding as well, just because I thought he was hilarious, like creepy clown, but also like a business owner. And like what an enticing way to get people to stop by. Like with every gas that you pump, you get a free bucket of chicken. But I will agree that Otis, I thought that actor played Otis in like a scary like perfectly. Like perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right up there with Matt, you've seen the original Last House on the Left, right?
Yes.
Kruger, that actor,
Mhm.
he's I can't remember his name, but that guy, you believe him. You're like,
Right.
"This is a real person."
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get that feeling with Bill Moseley too.
I know,
I got the DVDs and, they had, as a bonus, they had the, audition tapes.
oh.
It had Bill Moseley trying out for the part, and it was just so amazing. It was so cool to see it.
Yeah, so what did he do in his audition tapes? Do you remember anything specifically, or
It was a lot like well, obviously, it was what his character was, but it was him not dressed as a character. It
Mhm.
was him just looking like a normal person, but doing that whole spiel, the whole, acting thing where he was Otis, and it was just so cool to see. He's got that part down.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to work on that any.
I didn't know that was a remake.
Which
What?
film?
The Last House on the Left, I guess
Oh,
the
yeah.
original came out in 1972.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we covered that the last horror wheel last year.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll have to do the remake because I actually really like the remake. But so you like Devil's Rejects, Matt, but you didn't like Three from Hell?
Yes, I like Devil's Rejects a lot. Three from Hell, I was so psyched when that came out. I'm like, yeah, we gotta watch it. And I get there, sit down, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Terrible. I can't even describe it.
it got a 3.5.
Well,
I
what did
never
this
watched.
one get?
6.1, I think.
Yeah, this one, House of a Thousand Corpses, got terrible reviews when it came out.
Yeah, this one got a 6.1. The sequel, Devil's Rejects, got a 6.8. So that did pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, I like
Huh.
Devil's Rejects. You should do that one on your.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see where it goes from here because I do want to see these guys get their fucking comeuppance, like,
Yeah,
you know.
I don't want to
uh,
ruin it for you, but yeah, definitely watch that, and maybe we can do this again.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'd love to. Have you ever seen Natural Born Killers?
Of course, I love it. Love Natural Born Killers.
I feel like this was kind of like a more fucked up version of Natural Born Killers.
I want
Because that's more like them on a rampage, but it has the same like stylistic choices. It's not as like
I don't know. It's pretty fucked up. Natural Born Killers is pretty fucked up, so I wouldn't say this is more fucked up, but it's different fucked up. How about that?
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what it is. This movie just had this like just this grossness to it. It's almost like you take Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Natural Born Killers and slam them together, and that's
All
what
right, okay, I agree with that. No, I
it's-
want to watch it again now. I'm gonna go watch it again. I'm all pumped up to watch it.
Well, do you guys have any last minute thoughts on House of a Thousand Corpses?
Loved it. 3/4 of it. Just did not like the ending.
I love that. I think that's so funny that you shut it off like at the part. You're like, I don't like this part, and then you shut it off.
Well, not the first time. The first time I watched it all the way through, but every time I probably when I first saw it, and then I went to buy the DVD, I must have watched that weekly, but I always turned it off when they lowered them in. I was like, I had enough. I just like the psycho family, the demented family.
It's like what people do with Star Wars Phantom Menace, where they just like edit out the parts they don't like, and then they watch their version of it. So this is like the Matt version.
Pretty much, sure.
How about you, Justin?
I liked it. I want to see the second one now just to kind of figure out what happens, even though I saw it like 12 years ago or something. It was good. You have to go into it knowing it's a Rob Zombie film, which means it's just going to be like very over the top.
Exactly.
It was good, though. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow. Damn. Okay. What about you, Matt? What would you rate this?
I don't know. That was like one of my favorite movies when I first saw it. So I'm going to have to go 4 out of 5.
Whoa. Damn.
That was like, I mean, I used to watch that, like I said, I used to watch that weekly when I first saw it. And I was older. I was like, like 35. God, what's wrong with me? That's weird to think about it.
Oh, Danny Trejo's in the second one.
Yes.
And William Forsythe. You know who that guy is, right?
Yeah.
He's in the Halloween remake too, right? Danny?
Danny Trejo's in like 1,000 movies.
Oh, yes. Danny Trejo is in the Halloween remake. Yeah, he gets killed. He's like, Mikey, why are you doing this?
I was good to you. I was good to you, Mikey.
Well, now I feel bad about making fun of Halloween, the remake, earlier. I didn't realize you liked it so much. I'm sorry.
I thought I do. I like that remake. We watch that every October.
Have you seen the 2018 one?
I don't know.
Oh, my
Which
God.
one is that? Is Jamie Lee Curtis in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it. Yep.
You didn't like that one? Or?
Yeah, I liked it. I think I like the Rob Zombie one better though.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Huh?
No, but
Weird.
But you know what? That's a very unpopular opinion, but I'm glad that somebody has it.
And then there's another one coming out, right? This year.
Yeah.
Right?
It comes out in a couple days.
Yeah. Jamie Lee's in that one too.
Oh yeah. This is the Halloween Kills coming out October 15th. So yeah. We're doing a big thing for that. So I'm pretty
I would imagine you would.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for being on and talking about your love of House of a Thousand Corpses and Rob Zombie.
Never thought I'd be doing this and talking about it. Pretty cool.
Well, yeah, eventually I really do want to do Devil's Rejects, so we'll get you back on that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Yeah.
Well, Justin, thank you for filling in again for Eric. He should be back tomorrow, I believe.
Somebody's got to do it.
A fine job, Justin. Fine.
Thank you.
All right, so Eric already spun the wheel in advance, and tomorrow we will be covering American Horror Story Season 1, Episode 1, the pilot. So check that out, and thank you everybody again for listening in to our discussion on House of a Thousand Corpses. Thanks again, Matt and Justin.
All right, take care, guys.
See you.